In previous class, we have we were discussing about this lab setup. We need a control server as well as RHL server and Amazon Linux system. These are the three systems we have configured, and we enable the connection as well. So at this moment, we set up the Ansible and RHL server and enabled the connection, and also we have set up control node and Amazon Linux system. Amazon Linux nothing but Tomcat system. So both are connected, but we haven't set up the Ubuntu system. Ubuntu we are going to set it up in the later classes. Okay, first we will make sure that these two are working fine. Then we'll update our stuff with the Ubuntu. So till here we have done. So we have added our server to inventory and copied public SSH keys onto managed systems and do a ping test. We have done the ping test. Next, Ansible components. So before diving into little more about Ansible, we just need to understand few files or few terminologies. Okay, terminologies we have already discussed in previous class, but these are a little bit new and how we are going to work at the Ansible level. So the first file is /etc ansible ansible.cfg file. Okay, so this is the file which helps to manage our Ansible playbooks or Ansible commands. We are going to discuss about this file in today or next class, and this will have some of the default configuration which will tells to your Ansible what he has to do. Okay. Next, inventory and hosts. We already discussed about this one. So inventory or host file is a file where we will keep all our managed servers information. If you do remember, we have added our RHL and Amazon Linux systems to this inventory file. Next, tasks. So tasks are the activities which you are going to execute on the managed servers. Next, playbooks are collection of tasks, and modules. Modules nothing but these are predefined commands which you can directly use in your Ansible playbook. So these are the components I can say. Now let's start with Ansible basics. So what is the what I can say basic concepts you need to understand. So first thing is all Ansible commands starts with Ansible. Okay, so whatever Ansible commands you are executing, everything starts with Ansible. Next, Ansible default configuration file exists under /etc ansible ansible.cfg. So this is the default Ansible configuration file location. Maybe we can create our own customized ansible.cfg file, but we can see in the later classes. For now, we are going to use only default Ansible configuration. Next, default inventory file available under /etc ansible hosts. If you do remember in our previous class, we have added our manager servers to this file. I will quickly show you. So this is my control node. I have logged into my control node. Let me clear the screen. Become an ANS admin user, because from now onwards, I'm going to manage my system with ANS admin, and sudo cat/etc ansible hosts. Okay, here we have added 2 actual systems and 1 dummy system. Okay, and even if you see the what I can say configuration file, you can see in the same location cat/etc ansible.cfg. Rather than cat, I'm going to use more also another command to open a file. So you can see some of the configuration has been updated over here. We are going to discuss about this one in later, because once we run with some of the commands, you will quickly understand what is the value of this file. All right, let's go back. Next, Managed nodes information should be available in the inventory file. So whatever servers you are managing, those servers should be available in inventory file. Otherwise, your Ansible cannot able to manage it. So let's take an example that I want to manage Maven server as well. Okay, for the upgradations, or I want to do some activities on Maven server. If this Maven server IP address is not added in the inventory file, then it is not going to manage at all. That's the reason it is able to manage only RHEL and Tomcat servers. Next, so far the setup has been done something like this. We have control node and RHEL node. We have enabled connection. So control node can able to log into RHEL without any password, right? Now let's discuss about Adhoc commands. So Adhoc commands nothing but whenever you have a task which you don't want to execute repeatedly, or you need some information only for the particular period of time, then we are going to use the Adhoc commands. So it's nothing but running your Ansible commands directly on your system. So ping is the one of the what I can say command which we are going to execute right now, and we have already tried it. So the way how we have executed is, let me clear the screen. Ansible all -m ping. Okay, so this is the command we have executed. So Ansible all -m ping, I have explained about this command. So all Ansible commands starts with Ansible all, nothing but whatever servers are available in the inventory file, try to ping to all these systems, or try to execute this module on all these systems. So M stands for module. So this is the predefined module. I said that modules are help us to use the um, execute our tasks rather than creating your own program. So this is the way we are going to execute our Ansible commands, and I can say this as a Adhoc commands. So Adhoc command nothing but just you are executing temporarily purpose, and also it is not repeated work. It is not repeated work. Whenever you want to do repeated activities, same thing again and again, then playbooks comes into the picture. So we are going to execute a command module. Okay, command module is the another module. So just let me clear the screen. Ansible all, I'm executing on all systems, -m command. Okay, I'm using a module called command, and -a stands for attribute. Okay, A stands for attribute, and what do you want to execute on the target system. So I just want to what I can say see the so I just want to see the uptime of my system. Uptime of my system. So here also uptime, just it will show you how long your system is up and running. Now assume that you have hundreds of systems in your environment. You just want to gather which servers are running from past few days, or which servers are rebooted recently. If that is the case, going to each and every system and executing uptime may not be possible. So you can execute that command from Ansible if all the systems are connected with your Ansible server. Sorry, Ansible control node. And command is a module which helps us to execute Linux commands as it is. Okay, with command module you can execute your Linux commands as it is. Even uptime is a Linux command, right? So you can just execute uptime. It is going to communicate with the all the client systems and will tell you how long these systems are up and running. You can see here it could able to gather from these two systems, and this system anyway doesn't exist, it could not able to communicate, right? So whatever commands you want to execute directly on your target system, then you can use a module called command. Module called command. So command module will accept the attribute like as it is your like what I can say as it is whatever is the sorry. execute as it is as your Linux command, nothing to change. Now let's execute one more example that I just want to what I can say, ls minus l. So I want to execute ls minus l on the target system. Now can somebody tell me on which directory is it going to execute this command? Whenever I execute ls minus, yep, go ahead.
On ansible admin home directory.
Yes, that's true. Okay, so it is going to execute this command on Ansible admin home directory. Why Ansible admin home directory? Because we are logging with passwordless authentication onto the Ansible admin home directory. Okay, that is where we kept our keys, right? So by default, it log into the same location. Let me switch to the Ansible admin here as well. So I have logged in as a Ansible admin. So whatever command I'm executing over here, ls minus l, whatever you could see, same thing you are going to see there as well. So clear the screen. I'm switching as. So to switch, just you can use su minus. Okay, it's asking for password. Let me try with su minus. Anyway, I know password. But if you use the su minus, it won't ask for password. So in both the systems, in the home directory of ins admin account, it is going to execute ls minus l command. Okay, so nothing is there, total 0, right? Same output we have seen over here as well. Okay, now I want to create a file over there. So touch test file. Okay, so I have created it, and whenever the it is executing successfully on the target system, and if it made some changes, it will be in the what I can say, blue color usually. Okay, I have changed the color. That is the reason it is appearing like this. So blue color, it is going to what I can say, whenever something has been changed. And if it comes as a green color, it could able to communicate the target system successfully, but nothing changed. Okay, nothing changed. That is how it to do. But if you see, it is created files, so that's the reason it is changed. And if I do ls minus l, earlier it is 0 files, now I can see the test file even in the this system as well. Okay, and you can see here ans admin user created because I logged into target system as a ans admin. And again I can use the ls minus l command. This time I could see two files, sorry, one file on the each system. Okay, this is how we can use the command module. Next to stat. Okay, stat is a module which will help us that whether the target system have a particular file or not. Target system have a particular file or not. So if you want to do some activity, okay, or updating some files, before updating file you just need to check whether file is exist or not. If that is the case, you can use the stat command. It will give some statistics like when it was created and who is the owner, all this information. So let's try the stat command on the test file itself. Okay, clear the screen. Ansible all minus m stat, and I'm going to execute stat on the slash home slash ans admin slash test file. Okay, I can give full path, or else even if I give only test path, it will go and check in the target system under slash home ans admin home directory only. So a stands for attribute. A stands for attribute. Okay, so sorry here. So same thing, this is the command, but we need to specify as a attribute minus a. Okay, minus a path is equal to hostname. So the stat command is going to help us to list out whether this file is exist or not. So ansible all minus m stat minus a attribute, and what is the attribute you are giving? You are giving file path. Okay, the path you need to give. So let's execute now. and you can see it displayed the file information, okay, statistics of that file in the both the systems. Okay, let's take on one system. It is successful, and it is giving the more details about who is owning this file and what are the permissions, inode, lot of stuff. Okay, so this is about the stat module. I rarely use it, so that's why I could not able to recollect. So stat is a command which will help us to find out the whether file is exist or not. If it is there, what is the characteristics of your file. Next, yum. So yum is another module which helps us to install packages on our target systems. Okay, which helps us to install packages on target system. Usually, if we want to install any packages, let's go here. This is my RHEL server, right? So I want to install sudo yum install git. Okay, so I want to install git, but if I execute yum install git as a normal user in the ansible system, it won't execute. Why? Because yum is a command which should be executed by the root. That is the reason we can use sudo yum install git. Okay, so now it is installing, but I don't want to install. I'm just canceling it. So I will install with ansible. So same command here also, if I try sudo yum install git. Okay, so this package is already available on this Tomcat system. Okay, but not on the RHEL server. Okay, so now I would like to install git on my all the client systems from my ansible system. If that is the case, I don't want to go to each and every system manually. I can just execute from my ansible server by using ansible all -m. Module name is yum. Okay, module name is yum. Next attribute, we need to give the attribute. In the attribute name, we need to give the package name. Okay, package name we need to give. So the package name is name is equal to git. Sorry, name is equal to git. This is how you need to give. So I'm just canceling and will execute it again. So name is equal to git. Now what will happen? It is going to uh, install a package called git on the target system. A package called git on the target system. Let's execute and see what will happen. You can see here what it is trying to do. It is trying to install over here, but it is success nothing but the particular package is already available. So if nothing is changed over there, then it will commit as a green color. If it is changed, it is a blue color. If it is not changed, sorry, it could not able to reach at all, then red color. So it is saying that on 38.13 it is success, nothing but on this system, I believe. IPADDR, if I check, you can see here this system 38.13. So in this system it is already there, so it is saying that success nothing but I don't want to install anything over there, it is already there. Okay, changed nothing but it is changing. And you can see here in other system, in this system it is failed. It should install it, right? But it is failing. Why it is failing? And if you come and see the message, this command has to be run under the root user. It is saying that, boss, you are executing a command, but that command you are executing as a normal user, you should execute it as a root user. You should execute it as a root user. So in that case, you need to amend your command, Adhoc command little bit. Let me clear the screen. So you can add -b. Okay, so -b, if you add, it will tell you that execute this particular ansible command, execute this particular ansible command as a root user, as a root user. B stands for become. Okay, B stands for become a root. So it is going to become a root on the target system and will execute. In older versions we were using S stands for sudo, but in latest versions we are using B option. B stands for become. So let's execute this time. And you can see here it is able to success on this system, but nothing to do on this one, so it is not going to do anything. But you can see here it has installed on one system, and yep. So first system it is already there. In second system it could not able to reach. On third system it has been changed nothing, but it has installed successfully, and you can see the output of the result. You can see the result over here, and changed true nothing, but I have changed it. And if you see the first one, changed should be false. Why? Because I haven't changed anything. He is already having whatever you are asking. Okay, that is the meaning. So now if I check, okay, usually to check whether package is installed or not, you can check out by using mlist installed. Okay, it will show you the all the installed packages and grep git. Okay, so this will give whether a package is installed, this particular with this particular name, any package is installed or not. So you can see the package name. Okay, so this is the version, and if I execute git command also, you can see that it is there. Here also you can, anyway here it is already there. Okay, so this is how we can install packages on the target system as a root user. Okay, as a root user. So this B is working. Why? Because we have added our ANS admin user to the sudoers file. If we don't add our ANS admin to the sudoers file on the target systems, even though you specify B, it won't get execute. Let's try that one also. So in RHEL server, what I am doing, I'm just removing the sudoers file. I'm editing sudoers file and will remove the sudo access on this system for ANS admin, and we'll try it out with one more installation. So quickly I'm editing this file and shift G hash. So I'm just commenting it out and save this file. That's it. Now what I will do, I have removed sudo access over here, and I'm going to execute a tree. This time I'm trying to install tree command. So if you do remember, we have executed tree. It lists out the list of the directories in the tree format. So it's saying that it's not found. Here also if I check tree, it's saying that it's not found. Now if we execute or if we install from our ansible system, it is going to install only on Tomcat server but not on the RHEL server. Why? Because RHEL server doesn't have root privileges for the user which we are going to use to execute the playbook. Let's try this one. So instead of git, I'm giving tree. Okay, tree is the command, and we'll see what will happen. You can see here it is saying that, so on 18.2.15 it is saying that missing sudo password. So it is saying that I don't have sudo password to execute that command, so no route to host, so I could not able to do on the RHEL system, but I have changed on the uh, Tomcat server. Why? Because in Tomcat server, I have the root privileges, and if I go and execute a tree over here, it is going to execute successfully. In our current location, we have a file called tree file. And if I execute still here, it is not going to do. Okay. And now I cannot execute sudo vi sudo as well because I'm I'm a ANS admin and I don't have sudo privileges at all. So let me just will try it. You can see here it is saying that you don't have root privileges. So let's cancel it and exit. I'm going back to EC2 minus user because EC2 minus user have the root privileges. So again I'm editing my file with the EC2 minus user and will add the shift G. So I'm going to add the AN root privileges to ANS admin user. Okay, so I have saved it again. Now if I execute, this time it is going to install again only one server because on another server it's already installed. So nothing to do. And you don't get the uh, sudo password error. You can see here it's already installed on 13 system. So nothing to do, changed false, and it installed on the 215 system and changed true and installed this package. And now if I execute tree here, it is going to show you whatever files are there. Currently I'm under my EC2 minus user home directory, so nothing, we don't have anything over here. So let's switch back to again ANS admin. And if I give tree here, you can see the file. So this is how we can execute or run the installation command by using the yum module. Next, user. So user is another module which helps us to create a user. Let's go and create a user on all the target systems. So I just would like to create a user called Modi on all my target systems. So let's create it. User add, sorry, usually we should give the user add command. So I'm executing with the ansible all minus m. So m minus m stands for module, right? So what is the module? I want to use a module called user and a, and name is equal to Modi. Okay, so this is the command. Don't get confused why I am giving name over here. Why can't I use another? I will just explain in a while, but this is how we can specify. Minus a stands for attribute and name is equal to Modi. Now what does it do? It is going to create a user called Modi on all the target systems. But whenever you want to create a user, you should have a root privileges, right? Because user ID creation is not done by a normal user. So let's try without B option and we'll see that it is triggering an error. Why? Because you don't have permission. Now let's try with minus B option. This time it should not throw an error. It just create a user called Modi on the target systems and changed true. Here also changed true. Okay, nothing but it created a user called Modi on the both the systems. If I see /etc password, you can see a user called Modi is exist. Even clear the screen, cat/etc passwd. You can see a user called Modi, right? So this is how we can create users. So these all are, we call it as a Adhoc commands. Adhoc commands nothing but you are going to execute it from the command line or just using the ansible command. Is there any other module? Yeah, setup module is there. Okay, setup module is the one of the important module which we are going to use in the later classes. So ansible all minus m setup. Okay, it doesn't expect any attributes at all. You just need to give ansible all minus m setup. Whenever you execute this command, it is going to communicate with your client and it generates, sorry, it gathers all your client's information, either system level, network level, or hardware level. All this information it gathers and give it to your ansible control node. It is going to give it to your ansible control node. So let's execute this. Okay, you can see here changed false, and this server anyway it is going to fail. So in one server changed false. Why? Because it is just gathering the information, it is not changing anything. And if you scroll up, you can see here ansible as a which user you have executed on target system, that is ansible, and home directory of that user, what is the target system architecture. All this information is there and it displays lot of information. You can see here ansible system linux, and some of the important things I'm going to show you. You can see here what is the CPU count. It have only one CPU. It is hardware related information, right? Cores also one. And what is the product? This is a Amazon Linux, so 4.2. Amazon. For other system you can see the RHEL. So next this is the important one. Okay, Ansible OS family, Red Hat. Even Amazon Linux also created from the sorry, not this is Ansible Linux. This is RHL only. You can see here node name, it is a RHL server, and operating system is Red Hat. So this is the Ansible OS family. So from Red Hat, you have the different operating systems again, like RHEL, CentOS, Amazon Linux, all these are from the Red Hat. Okay. I mean to say not Red Hat base operating system. Not Red Hat, I can say. Yep. Red Hat, yeah, base operating system. Okay, so like this, it is going to display about your memory information. You can see here available Ansible memory MB 815 MB it is available, and how much is free real memory. All this information it is going to display about your server. What is the Ethernet card? The Ethernet card nothing but network device. We will connect to the internet cable to our system, right? Similar way for servers, it is a Ethernet cable. So broadcast IP address, what is the IP address? 318.215. So all this information is displayed over here, and if I scroll up, this all belongs to a single system. Okay, this is the system 38.215, nothing but this system, right? IP added here. So 38.215 RHEL server, it is a RHEL server. Now if I scroll up, this is Amazon Linux system. You can see for Amazon Linux also, Red Hat is the distribution. So Ansible product version is so and so. And you can see here, this is a Tomcat system, and the Ansible OS family, it is a Red Hat because it is derived from the Red Hat base operating system. So this is the all the information about the other system. So if you want to gather your system information, then we are going to use setup module. Setup module is going to gather all your system information. Okay, so those are the some of the Adhoc commands. You can use as many as commands as Adhoc commands. It's up to you, but the only advantage you want to do only advantage of using Adhoc commands is if you are using a command and you think that you may not execute that command repeatedly, or going forward you may not need it, so then you can then you can go with the Adhoc commands, right? Now we are going to talk about inventory. So Ansible works against multiple managed nodes or hosts in your infrastructure at the same time using a list or group of lists known as the inventory. So it is going to manage, okay, your infrastructure, whatever list of the systems are there in your hosts file or inventory file. Next, inventory file is a collection of hosts or nodes which are managed by Ansible control node. Of course, that is what we were talking. And hosts information can be defined in following ways. Okay, so we can define our hosts information. So far, we just kept only our IP address. You can see here. You can define in your default home directory, default Ansible hosts file, that is /etc Ansible hosts, or else you can create your own hosts file and you can use -i option to give your own hosts file and define in the ansible.cfg, but this we are going to discuss later. But now for our Adhoc commands, we are going to do little bit change. Okay, little bit change. So far, if I execute any of my Adhoc command, it is going to execute on all my systems. It is going to execute on all my systems. Now what I would like to do is, I don't want to execute on all my systems. I want to execute only on the Tomcat server. I want to execute only on my Tomcat system. I want to execute this particular stuff only on my Tomcat system. In that case, we are going to specify the, okay, in that case, we are going to specify the, in that case, we need to edit our Ansible hosts file to pick up only that Tomcat server. Okay, so for that, in inventory, we need to do some changes. So cat/etc ansible and hosts. Okay, so far we are just keeping our IP addresses over here and we are executing it. We are executing it. Even I can limit my hosts file. Okay. So anyway, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create my own inventory file, and I will tell to my Ansible command that, okay, use this inventory file to execute this particular file. Okay, so let's do that one. Currently I'm under my Ansible home directory. So let's create a hosts file or inventory. You can give any name. It is not yet what I can say fixed name, or hosts is not a syntax. You can use any name. I'm going to give inventory.ini. Usually we will give this name. So inventory.ini, and I will just specify our Tomcat server IP address, IPADDR. So this is the Tomcat server IP address. So I'm going to copy this into my system and save this file and save this file. So if I open my inventory ini, I have this particular file. I have this, sorry, particular server. Now if I execute this one, whatever command, let's take this one. Yeah, modi command itself. So if I execute this command, by default, this all is going to check in this location. All is going to check in this location. Rather than taking up this inventory file, I would like to take this inventory file. I would like to take this inventory file. In that case, you can remove this option and you can give -i option. -i stands for inventory. -i stands for inventory, and you can give your inventory file name. You can give your inventory file name. So I'm executing in my current location, and this file is exist in the current location. So even if you give just file name, that would be fine. But if your inventory file is in some other location and you want to pick up that inventory file, then you should give the full path. But anyway, giving full path is a best practice. So I'm giving my full path of where my inventory file does exist, where my inventory file does exist. So ansible -i / home ansible inventory.ini -m user add name modi -b. So I'm creating a user called modi only on Tomcat server. That is the meaning of this one, or only on the servers which are there in this particular inventory file, which are there in this particular inventory file. Okay, so let's execute it. Oops, I need to give all. Okay, so I'm specifying that execute, take this inventory file and execute in all the uh, what I mean to say, all the servers which are there in this particular inventory file. Now let's execute it. And you can see here, anyway, the change is false, and appended nothing, but if there is any updates, okay, it is going to append it. But anyway, it is not there. But this time what we have done in our command is we have given our own customized inventory file. We have given our own customized inventory file rather than giving the default inventory file. Okay, so this is one way to limit your, what I can say, execution onto the specific uh, what I can say, yep, specific servers, on specific servers. Usually in real world, what do? We always prefer to create our own inventory most of the cases. Okay, we don't use, or we never use the default hosts file. Nothing but whatever we are having /etc ansible hosts file, we don't use it. But in going forward, you will understand why we are not using that one. But in the real world, we will create our own inventory file and will use that inventory file. So from now onwards, even I'm going to make that practice. We are going to use our own inventory file rather than using the default inventory file. Clear? Any questions? There is a lot to talk about inventory file, but for now we have seen how to create a custom inventory file and use it as a our inventory file to execute our commands. Okay, so we'll talk about a little bit about inventory and ansible.cfg file now. So if you do remember, whenever I execute, sorry, yep. So whenever we execute this command, let's take this command, ansible all minus m setup. Who is telling to our ansible that go and check the servers in the /etc ansible hosts? Okay, somebody might be telling to your ansible command that go and do this activity, right? So that is where the ansible.cfg comes into the picture. So ansible.cfg configuration file have this information. What is your default inventory file? What is your default inventory file? So let's open our ansible.cfg file. So I'm just editing, opening in the vi mode /etc ansible.cfg. So with sudo I need to do because I'm a ANS admin user. Permissions are very important in Ansible. Otherwise you will end up could not be able to execute all the commands properly. Okay, you can see here. Here you have a directive called the defaults, and there is a entry, and you can see a entry called inventory. Okay, so defaults nothing but whether it is commented it out or uncommented it out, by default I'm going to take this information. By default it is going to take this information. So some default values, so these default values are what it is going to take by default. If you see here, there is an attribute called inventory. It is referred to the /etc ansible hosts. This is the reason whenever we don't specify any hosts file while executing our ansible adhoc command, by default it is going to take this one. By default it is going to take this one. So inventory is going to tell that one. Now let's think that, okay, I don't want to use my default inventory by default. I want to use my inventory.ini file. In that case, what we can do is we just need to uncomment this one and give the path of your custom inventory file /home /ansadmin /inventory.ini. Okay, so I just telling to my Ansible configuration that don't use the default inventory file. I want to use the customized inventory file. Okay, now let's save this file, and if I execute this command, okay, same command ansible all minus m ping setup. Okay, so on which server? Otherwise what I will do, ansible all command, sorry, minus m command ls minus l. So now if I do ls minus l, or else I can take a simple command uptime. Now how many servers uptime it is going to gather? Can somebody tell me? Either it is 2 systems, 3 systems, or 1 system.
One.
Yes. So now what it will do, whenever I say ansible all, and if I don't provide any inventory file, by default this ansible command go and check the ansible.cfg file. What is the inventory file you have specified? So in this configuration file we have specified our inventory file as a /ansible, sorry, /home ansible inventory.ini file. Now it is going to execute on this particular system. Sorry, minus here, right? So it is going to execute only on the system which we have specified in our custom inventory. You can see this one. It is executed only on the Tomcat system, not on all the systems. Now your Ansible, sorry, /etc Ansible hosts is not a default host inventory. So this is how we can customize. So the purpose of ansible.cfg is customize your configuration, or else I will go with the default if you don't provide any inputs while executing your command. That is the meaning of that one. Okay, if you don't specify the inventory file, I will go and check in the ansible.cfg file, and whatever is specified over there I will pick it up. If you specify it, I will take the whatever you have specified. That is the meaning of this one. So again I'm going to open my vi/etc ansible ansible.cfg. So next library, Okay, library nothing but modules. Where is your modules are available, and even this is also module utilities and remote TMP. Okay, so this is one of the important entry. So remote TMP nothing but whenever you execute your command on to do something on your target system, it requires some space or some temporary area to execute your command or keep some temporary files, or else even I can say the modules. So in those case it is going to use the slash tilde slash dot ansible dot tmp. So here tilde nothing but home directory of the remote system. So in the home directory of remote system is slash home ansible, right? So in the slash home ansible it is going to create a dot ansible and it is going to use it as a temporary directory. So I'm on my remote system pwd, I'm under home directory. Let's clear the screen, and if I give ls minus la, why I am giving la, because it starts with dot ansible, right? Dot ansible nothing but it is a hidden file. Hidden file you can list out by using a command. Okay, so you can see here it created a dot ansible directory. Why? Because we have specified in our configuration file is that remote to tmp you can use the dot ansible slash tmp, even local tmp nothing but in my local system as well. Okay, even if I go to another system, okay, pwd ls minus la, here also there is a dot ansible. Okay, so this is the temporary. Even you can customize this location if you are using the what I can say shared directories, then this could be the problem. Okay, even in our environments we will update these configurations, but just understand that ansible required some space to do activities on the target systems, then it is going to use the remote to tmp directory location which you have specified. But this is common for every system. By default it refers to the home directory of the remote user. So I'm going with the some of the important entries, and most of them are self-explanatory, and whenever it is necessary we will go and update over here. Okay, over here. Okay, so next forks. So forks nothing but currently if you see here I'm running our ansible Adhoc command, right? Whenever you execute ansible Adhoc command it is going to run all the systems parallelly, all the systems parallelly. Now three servers are there, it is running three servers parallelly. But let's take an example that you have hundreds of systems, maybe 200 systems. Okay, running parallelly is not at all possible on 200 systems. If you want to do that one, you should have lot of resources. Okay, so that is the difficulty, right? That's the reason ansible is going to execute uh, what I can say systems batch wise nothing but first I will complete only on 10 systems, first I will complete only on 20 systems, like that it is going to execute it. So how many systems it should execute at a time, that has given under the forks. So forks nothing but execute 5 systems at a time, execute on 5 systems at a time. If you are executing same command on 100 systems, it execute 5 systems at a time, like it has to execute around 20 times, right? So that is the use of forks command. So in real world it could be higher value, and moreover it depends upon your ansible resource capacity. If you are having sorry higher capacity of ansible system, then you are going to increase it. If it is lesser, then you will be using less value over here. Clear? Next, poll interval. So poll interval nothing but if server is not reachable, it will wait for 15 seconds, and if it is still not reachable, it will say it as a unreachable. Even in our case, whenever we execute ansible playbook, it is giving unreachable, right? So it waits for 15 seconds before saying unreachable. Next, pseudo user nothing but whenever you use the sudo, we used minus b option, right? Whenever you used minus b option, you are going to become a root. You are going to become a root. Ask sudo pass. So ask sudo pass nothing but whenever you are becoming or executing your command as a root user, you should ask password. But in our sudoers file, we have updated that don't ask me the password, so it won't ask. Even ask pass is regarding the, even as a normal user, if you are executing ask me the password, like that lot of stuff is there. Even remote port, so remote port nothing but it is going to connect with the port number 22. So this is the default port number, right? Even you can customize your port number. You don't want to use port number 22, you can customize other port numbers, but your services also should run, I mean to say SSH also should run on the other port. So we never customize it, but till that level you can do. And you can see here few other are there. Gather timeout. So gather timeout nothing but I will explain when now we are doing Ansible playbooks. Next you can see here role path, Ansible slash it is Ansible roles. Whenever we are using roles we can see. Next host key checking. So host key checking is false, nothing but whenever you connect to your target system first time, it will ask you that do you really want to connect to this system? Yes or no. So if you give yes, then only you will enter, right? So this parameter will don't ask that command, nothing but it won't prompt for whether do you want to connect to target system or not. All this it won't ask if it is false, but it is not the default value. You need to enable it. Okay, next tasks include SSH timeout. Whenever it is doing SSH, it is not connecting, then timeout. Like this, there are a lot of options are there in our inventory file. So one more thing I would like to show you. So retrace file. So retrace file nothing but whenever you do any playbook, okay, whenever we are talking about playbooks, it will come. Whenever we do the creating a playbook, if and it is okay, rather than playbook I will say that whenever your Ansible is trying to do some activity on the target system, if target system is not reachable, it is going to create a file called retry, and it keep the uh, on which servers it is not executed, those servers information it keeps in the retry file, so that you will understand that okay, in these systems the command is not executed. That's how the retry file will help. Next so there is a lot of information here, just go through with this one. Yeah, privilege escalation, you can see here become true, yes, nothing but I can become a root user and become method sudo and become user. Even you have seen above, but it is a privileged escalation. This is actually taken to the effect. You can see here become ask password false. Okay, so these are the default privileged escalations. So we are going to deal with these in the later point of time. Okay, and I want to show you one more thing. I'm just searching for module. You can see here, not this one, n, next. Yep, you can see here default module name for slash usr bin ansible, and module name is command. So assume that you, if you don't specify any module while executing your Adhoc command, it is going to treat it as a command module. It is going to treat it as a command module. Okay, so we'll experiment this one, but anyway, this is how the ansible.cfg file looks like. You just need to go through with this one, and whenever it is necessary, then you can understand about this one uh, more. But we rarely update our ansible.cfg file, and rather than updating the default ansible.cfg file, you can create your own customized ansible.cfg file. How we have created inventory, right? Similar way we can do. I'm going to show you anyway. So first let's do come out here, and I'm going to execute one more time my uptime command. So assume that I want to check out the uptime, but I forgot to give the module name. Okay, I'm giving attribute name and I want to see the uptime, but I forgot to give my module name. So now does this command get execute or is it going to fail? Anyone?
Yes, it will execute uses command module
Yes. So now in this case, what will happen? We haven't specified any module. How we are not specifying as a inventory. Now our Ansible command go and asks your ansible.cfg file that, okay, what is the module I should use to execute this particular stuff? Then it says that, okay, use command module. Now you can see here, even though we don't specify the module name, by default, it is a command module. By default, it is a command module. Now if I do, okay, name is equal to, okay, git. So I want to install git. Command module cannot able to install git, right? If you want to install git, I need to give my command, sorry, I need to my command as a yum install git. Okay, so if I do this one, it won't execute. It won't execute. No such file or directory, it is saying. Okay, now assume that with this command, I would like to install my git package on this system. What can I do without changing this command? Still, I want to make this command successful. What can I do? Can somebody tell me?
Can we make a entry in that CFG file
Yes.
for this?
So what we can do is we can just edit in the ansible.cfg file that if somebody doesn't provide any module, use the yum module. Why? Because in yum module, attribute name is equal to git will accept. So let's go and edit that one. So command, if I do, you can see here, module name, this is the default module name, right? So if you no module are specified, use the command module. Now I am saying to my ansible.cfg that use yum module if no module is specified. Use yum module if no module is specified. Now if I execute this one, it is going to use yum module and try to install. Anyway, git is already there and it won't install it. So this is how you can use your ansible.cfg file to customize your what I can say, way of work. Is it
Shankar,
clear?
in CFG file, can't we enter multiple entries like multiple commands?
I never tried it. Maybe it will take the whatever entry you have first. Let's
Okay,
try that
in
one.
order of
So I'm just going to yum. So what I will do, I will give the one more entry. Okay. So we are using 2 and let's see what will happen. I think we can do that and let's try with our previous command as well. So uptime also we should get it right. It is taking only yum module. Why only yum? On top of yum, I have given command module. Okay, I think it is going to take only one. It is not allowed to define multiple times. Okay. So it is not best practice to add multiple times. So we are going to use the default one again. So by default, if your module is not specified, use the yum module. And even though it is commented out, it is a default one, right? So it is going to take up. So this is how we can customize our configuration. Okay, so now we'll talk about as a team. So for what we are doing is we are updating our ansible.cfg file itself. Okay, but in real world, you are not the only one guy who is using Ansible server, right? Maybe you are a group of team and you all together working. If you go and change something on your ansible.cfg and another team member might be thinking that, okay, it is having a default values and he executed and it done some other unexpected activity on your target systems rather than what he has expected. Okay, so it creates a unnecessary confusion if you edit the configuration file default ansible.cfg, even hosts file also, right? So I have updated my hosts file. I want to do some activity only on my database systems. I have updated that and I in my hosts file to execute only on database systems, and some other guy came and he used the same hosts file. So it creates an unnecessary confusion. That's the reason in Ansible there is a flexibility to create your own ansible.cfg file as well as your own inventory file. That's why we have created our own inventory file. Now we are going to create our own ansible.cfg file. Now we are going to create our own ansible.cfg file, but there is a what I can say, some hierarchy it is going through, okay, where ansible.cfg file is there, okay. Even whenever I execute ansible command, by default it doesn't go to the /etc ansible. It will go with some hierarchy. I will just discuss about that one. Let's search for that one. So ansibles.cfg file. Okay, so ansible.cfg file, configure ansible. Okay, you can see here, this is the hierarchy what I am talking. Changes can be made and used in the Ansible configuration file, which will be processed in the following order. Okay, let me increase the font size. Okay, so as I said, ansible.cfg file, it doesn't go directly to your /etc ansible.cfg file. First, it will check whether ansible underscore config environment variable has been set up. Okay, so this is the we need to export it. Export ansible underscore cfg is equal to so and so. Then it will take this one as a highest priority. If nothing is set up over here, then it will go and check for the ansible.cfg file in your current directory. Current directory nothing but from where you are executing your Ansible playbook. In the current directory, it will check for the ansible.cfg file. And if in the current directory, if you don't have ansible.cfg, it will go to the .ansible.cfg file in your home directory. In our home directory, nothing but our home directory is /home /ans admin, right? In our Ansible home directory, it is going to check. At last, it will go to the default ansible.cfg file. At last, it will go to the default.ansible.cfg. Okay, so this is the hierarchy it is going to follow whenever you are executing this one. So we rarely use ansible underscore config. Mostly we use our own custom inventory file under our home directory, that is .ansible.cfg, or else this one. So these two we are going to do. Now what I will do, I'm going to create a custom ansible.cfg file. So pwd, I'm under my home directory. Let me switch into the temp. I'm going to temp for better understanding. So here you can see here, nothing is there. I'm going to create my ansible.cfg file. Before creating my ansible.cfg, I'm going to reset the default values of our default ansible.cfg file. So /etc ansible.cfg. So we have changed only one parameter, that is inventory. Okay, and I'm just changing it to the default one. Even though you don't change it, it will take it as a default because it is commented out. So it is going to take etc ansible hosts only, but let me keep it as a default. Okay, I have a read only permission. Why? Because I haven't used sudo command. So let's go back. etc ansible.cfg. Okay, all right, I have updated it. Now what I want to do is I want to use my custom ansible.cfg file. There I will specify my inventory file. Okay, so I'm under my tmp. So I will create ansible.cfg file. What I will do, I'm going to use inventory, right? Inventory is equal to /home ansible dot in invent inventory.ini. Okay, so if I check this one, I just updated my inventory file in my ansible.cfg file. I know that it is not right way to define. Okay, ANS admin, I need to give. All right, so I'm saving my file, cat ansible.cfg file, and this file I have given. So what I'm telling to my ansible.cfg file is take this one. Now let's execute our ansible command. Okay, ansible all -m. Okay, just I'm giving ping module. Okay, ping module doesn't require any attributes. So ansible all -m ping. Now our ansible command, what does it do? It will go with the hierarchy which I just shown. So first it will check for the ansible_cfg. Anyway, we haven't done that one. Next thing is it is going to check for the ansible.cfg file in our current location. So we are under tmp. Under tmp we have a ansible.cfg file. So it is going to prefer this one. I mean to say it is going to give the preference to this one rather than the default one. And anyway, whatever entry we have given in this file, it should take it, but we'll see what will happen now. You can see here, it is Ansible is being run in the world readable directory /tmp, ignoring it as a ansible.cfg source. Okay, I should not create under tmp, it seems. Okay, let's switch to the opt, and it is going to the default one because it is not considering the tmp location file. Okay, even I didn't know. So let's move to this one to ansible.cfg to /opt. Okay, I don't have permission, so move ansible.cfg to /opt. Okay, go to opt. Now we have ansible.cfg over here. Let's execute our command once more. Okay, now what it should do, it should take this ansible.cfg, and you can see here it is throwing an error that okay, you have given a inventory file, but I could not able to read it properly because it is not a right syntax to define. It is not right syntax to define. And if you see the error, file contains no section headers. Okay, file contains no section headers. So in Ansible, whenever you are giving creating your own configuration, you need to tell that on which section does it belongs. On which section does it belongs. If you do remember, inventory you can see under the default configuration, right? So those defaults we should give. Let me open our default ansible.cfg file. I will go with more. So you can see here, this is the default section. Under default section we have inventory. Like that we have different sections are there, and all the sections will be in the braces. Okay, even we have seen the privileges section, right? Where it is. Yep, you can see here inventory section. This is inventory section. This is privileged escalation section. This is a Paramiko connection section. Like that, each section is under braces. So if you are defining the privilege escalation, you need to give the privilege escalation group like this, and then you can specify entries in your custom ansible.cfg file. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to update my default ansible.cfg. So va ansible, sorry, not default, my custom ansible.cfg file, sudo /opt, sorry, sudo va ansible.cfg. So here what we need to do, we need to give the defaults, right? So this is the one we need to give. That's it. Now I can say that you have written your Ansible custom configuration file, and let's execute our command. This time it is going to execute your command only on this one because in your custom ansible.cfg file you have specified inventory, what inventory it should take. So whatever entries you have specified over here, it is going to take these entries. Remaining entries it will go and fetch in the your ansible.cfg file. Sorry, default ansible.cfg file. So let's take an example that -m. Sorry, I'm not giving any module, but I want to just see the uptime. Now what will happen? It is going to take the inventory file from your custom ansible.cfg file, but module from the default configuration file. So that's how it is work. So in the current working directory, if you have a ansible.cfg file, it is going to take that what I can say into effect. Assume that you don't have this file, or this file is exist in the your home directory. Okay, I'm just moving it to /home/ansible admin. Okay, let me use the sudo. Now I have changed ansible.cfg file into my /home ansible ans admin directory. Now if I execute the same command, okay, ansible all -a uptime. So which inventory file does it take? Is it going to take the default or my custom one? So now we'll see what will happen. Now we have copied into our ansible.cfg file into, okay, let's cancel this execution and we'll see the where is our /home ansible. Okay, here we have ansible.cfg as well as inventory. Now if I execute this one, it is going to take the custom one or default one. Let's go with our hierarchy one more time. So here you can see here by default it looks for this one, but anyway we don't have here. And the next one is this one. I'm going to execute from opt. So in opt we don't have this one. Next one is, it is going to take .ansible.cfg, not only ansible.cfg in your home directory. But in my home directory, I don't have .ansible.cfg. I have only ansible.cfg file. So even it is going to ignore this one. Next one is, it is going with the default one if it is don't find the in your home directory also. So now tell me which one it is going to take whenever I execute this command. Please in chat. Default or custom? Of course, it is going to take the default one. Why? Because we don't have .ansible.cfg file in our home directory. Okay, you can see here it's executed on the default one. Now, if I want to execute my custom one, only I need to change this one to .ansible.cfg. So anyway, it is my home directory. Just move /home ansible.cfg file onto into same location .ansible.cfg. That's it. Okay, now it is satisfying the third rule. Third rule nothing but it is going to take the .ansible.cfg file. So now it is going to execute only on one server. Okay, so this is how you can create your custom ansible.cfg file and custom inventory file. Okay, so that's all for today's lecture. And I would like to tell you that how I am using my commands or how I am providing my attributes. How do I know? Okay, it's quite simple. You just need to go here and search for whatever module. Okay, any module you want to know, just search for Ansible module command. Okay, we have command module, right? If you search here, it will take you into the docs.ansible.cfg. This is the best place you can learn about modules. They will give the detailed information about that module, what it is do and what is the syntax and how to use it and what are the parameters it is expecting. Okay, you can see here these are the parameters you can use for this command, and you can see here this command, the command module takes the command name followed by the list of the space delimited arguments. Okay, and if you scroll down you could able to see the what I can say how you can use these commands in your playbook. It is talks more about playbook, not with the Adhoc commands. But if you want to use it in the Adhoc command, just you need to use the as it is. Okay, whatever you could see over here. So you can see here how you can use your command module. Similar way, if you want to know about M module. You just need to give Ansible module M. It is going to give M module. How to use M module. Okay, even in M module, I have given the name parameter, right? So whatever is necessary, those would be mandatory, what I can say, options. Okay, so the name is, you can see here, name, a package name or the package specified the with version. And if I scroll down, you can see here name colon HTTPD is there. Instead of colon, we should use the equal to in the Adhoc commands. Okay. So if you want to list out all the existing modules, I have shown only 5-6 modules, right? So you just search for Ansible modules. Okay, so it will take you into the module index page in Ansible. Just to open this one, and you can see here all modules. If you click on all modules, it displays whatever modules are available, and custom modules, okay, clustering modules, command modules, crypto modules, database, like that different sections are there. If you click on all, it is going to display all the modules. If you don't know which module you should use for what command, for example, let's take an example that I want to copy a file. So how to copy a file in Ansible. Okay, so it is going to give the module called copy. Okay, there is a module called copy is there. If you open this copy module, it will give the syntax how to use. And you can see here required means you should specify that parameter. Without that parameter, you cannot able to execute it. Okay, and with the examples. So this is the best place. Even in real world, everyone refer to the Ansible documentation. I regularly go to the Ansible documentation to check out my commands, whether I'm executing correctly or not, or what are the parameters I need to take it up. All this stuff I'm going to use the Ansible documentation itself. Okay, so that's all for from my side for today. I'm open for questions now.
Shankar, I have a question related to VI editor. So can you just quickly tell me, like, what are the shortcuts you use while editing a file in VI editor? Because whenever I try, I mess up a lot of things in VI editor because I don't know many of the shortcuts that you've been using.
Okay. Okay, I will tell you what quite commonly we use. There are a lot of shortcuts are there in VA.
Just the very common shortcuts
Yes.
that you
Yeah.
use, like.
Okay. Sure. So let's take our ansible.cfg file itself /etc ansible.cfg file. So once it is opened, what I will do, if I want to go to the end of the file, I will give the shift G. Okay, shift G is going to take us to end of the file. You can see my cursor is here, right? If I give shift G, directly I went to the last line 490. Okay, so G means ground, up means shift T. I never tried with the upper one, but anyway, that is the command to go up. Next thing is, if you want to go to the, your cursor is starting of your line. If you want to go to the end of the line, then you can use the end of the line, and you want to write something at the end of the line, then you can use the shift A nothing but, sorry, yeah, shift A nothing but it will go to the end of the line, and it will go to the insert mode. You can see here it went to the insert mode. There are 3 modes are there in what I can say, not 3, yes, 3 modes I believe. Yep, so 3 modes are there in VA. One is command mode, another one is insert mode, and one more is there, execution mode or something. Okay, I don't remember exactly.
Replace, or
Sorry.
there is just a word called replace. Whenever to escape, to escape out of the file, you use escape, then
Yes,
then
escape.
then it shows replace at the end.
Is it escape colon, like this we will give to escape, and escape
W
colon, yeah,
W.
WQ nothing but save and quit. Okay,
Okay.
write and quit, that is the command. Okay, escape, how we do save our file, escape colon, WQ nothing but write and quit. If you don't want to write it, just quit. Okay, just give quit so that whatever changes you have done, it won't write, or quit escalatory mark. Escalatory mark nothing but forcefully don't save it. Okay.
Okay.
Next, what else we will use? And in the command mode, now I am in command mode. Okay, if you see here, insert mode means you can write it. If you don't see anything over here, it means that you are in command mode. In command mode, whenever you what I can say, type your characters, it will treat it as each character have its own command, so it will treat it as a command. Now if I give slash, okay, you can see here slash, we got it whenever you are in command mode. But if you are in insert mode, if you give slash, it will write it over there. You can see here there is a slash. Okay, but you go to escape, and if you give slash, it will go to the search mode. Now whatever characters you give, I'm giving command. Okay, you can see here whatever characters I'm giving over here, it will search over here. So now there could be in more locations the command, it will search for this keyword, but this keyword is exist in the multiple times in the same file. You want to reach to the your desired entry phase, then what you can do, you can do the enter now. Okay, so whenever you do the enter, you are going to search for the command, and the next time again you want to search for the command, again you can give the n nothing but next. Okay, you can see here next, it find the module name command, and user this is another command. Again if I give next, it will go to the next. Okay, wherever command is there, it will go to the same phase. So how you will do, I'm going to explain one more time. First you need to go execute the escape. If you are in the insert mode, assume that I'm in insert mode. Insert mode means you can write it, I'm escaping. Whenever you use escape, you will go to the command mode slash command, and enter you should give first entry enter, next time n. Okay, this is I use frequently. Next one, what I can say, wo, yeah, whenever I'm in command mode, I will use wo. So wherever your cursor is there, okay, my cursor is here, right? So whenever I give wo, it will create a empty space down the your current cursor level, and you can start writing over here. So let's take that I want to write something below to my, okay, let's take that I want to write something below to command timeout uh, entry. So just give O whenever you are in command mode, it will create a new empty space below to your cursor, and you can start writing whatever you want. Okay, similar way, I'm going again from insert mode to command mode. If I give capital O, okay, small o is in, give the empty space below to your current cursor. If I give capital O, it is going to give empty space above to cursor, and you can write it. So these are the quite commonly used entries. Most of the cases I use these, either appending at the end of the line, or else I'm creating a new line and I'm start writing. So to append at the end of the line, you will use a, and to what I can say, create a new line and you want to write, use small o or caps o. Small o creates a new line below to cursor, caps o create a line above to cluster, sorry, cursor. Yeah, two more commands, that is deleting. So to delete a entire line, okay, to delete a entire line, dd means you, if you execute double time d 2 times, it is going to delete a line. See here, I have pressed double time d, again double d, again double d. If you hold your d like that, it will delete all the file. Why? Because it's treated as a what I can say, you are executing double d's continuously. Okay, that is to delete a entire line. But if you want to delete a single character, then you can use x option. Okay, so I want to delete a defines. So if I execute x, so if you press x holding, then it removes the all the characters. It continue to remove the characters, but x is going to remove the characters from your a cursor to next, nothing but here whatever characters are there, those characters it is going to delete. But if you want to delete the value, okay, I don't want to delete the time, I want to delete the value. So it is like a backspace, nothing but we need to delete the entries which is in front of my cursor, right? Then you can use the capital X, nothing but shift X, nothing but it is going to delete the previous character rather than the back character.
Okay.
Okay, so these two. And the next thing is I want to only replace the only one thing. Okay, rather than I want to replace only one character, rather than 30 I want to give 60. Then what you can do, you can go to the command mode, and if you press R, I'm just pressing R nothing but replace. It replace only a single character. Now I can give whatever value I want to give. I want to give 50, so just I will give 50. That's it. You cannot change one more character. If I give again 60, it won't take it. Okay, so if you want to replace a single character in command mode itself, just to press R and replace the single character. That is one thing. And next thing is, if you have done some changes, you don't want to go with that change, then you can use the U stands for undo the change. So I'm just giving U, so that 30 replaced with the 50 replaced with the 30. Again, if I give U value, whatever we have deleted value or all this stuff is going to come, and you can see here I can go before to 38 times. So if I keep on giving U, it is going to give the all the changes whatever I have done. And if you come to the your older version, it says that already at the older changes. So these are the commands. I'm just going to list out what I have explained quickly.
Shankar, one more.
Yes, go ahead.
If I need to delete the whole content of the file in one go,
Then why you need to go into VA editor? Just if you want to delete whole the content, then cat greater than, if you do the file name, it removes all the content. So the commands what I have executed is caps G, shift G, nothing but just caps G. Okay, caps G, end of the file. Next H is there, so many are there, but I use commonly this. Then shift A, nothing but caps A, end of the line. Next X, delete a character after the cursor. Caps X, delete a character before cursor. Next caps O, create new line above to small o, same thing, create a new line but below. Okay, next R, replace character in the command mode. Okay, next slash, next pattern. So pattern to search in a file. Okay, any other? So WQ. Okay, so these are the stuff. And one last thing, if you are not much familiar with this one, what you can do, you can use the nano. Okay, nano is the easiest way. it will be how you use the notepad only. But while saving, you can see here character nothing but control O nothing but write out, control W nothing but search, control K nothing but cut text. Okay, like this, whatever commands we are having, same thing. And control X means exit. Okay, so same thing you can do over here. You can just write whatever you want to. You don't want to do all this nonsense, I mean to say all this hard work, sorry. So you can write it. Once you have write it, you can see here control O you need to give, control O. And are you sure, do you want to control, right? Yes, I just want to give yes. Then exit, control X, that's it. And if I see the inventory, you can see this. So what I can say, I'm using VA from starting of my career. That's the reason I'm habituated for this one. Okay, then that's all for today's session. And again, we are going to meet on Monday.